with this budget? While middle classes are ecstatic, is the industry going to give the regular 9 on 10 to Nirmala, Sitharaman, Sunil Kant Munjal?
Frankly, I've never given any number or rating, but I think it's a very comprehensive budget. She's covered all the way from agriculture to technology, to education, to skilling, to healthcare, with some support and some encouragement. Also on MSMEs, startups and export as an activity. I think overall there is a very well spread, comprehensive support to the overall economy. But as you're right, the one big announcement was the exemption up to 12 lakhs, which has 2 or 3 salutary impact. One, of course, it's a great support for a large section of the middle class of India, leaving more money in their hands, thereby potentially increasing consumption, which is something that we've been talking about for a while, that the investment from private sector has not been sufficient. Then the government infrastructure spend has primarily been supporting the growth in the economy. This availability of surplus in individual and families' hands should encourage their both spending and also saving, and the spending would therefore result in higher consumption and therefore higher production and potentially more investment in capex and creation of additional jobs. So all of it has a multiplier. So I think it's a wonderful welcome announcement. 2 other announcements I think which were very critical. One, the setting up of an empowered group to look at all non-financial regulations and rules to draw up a completely new set. Because for a long time now we've been talking of easing, creating better ease of living,
Absolutely.
ease of doing business by tinkering with the existing set of rules. And these rules have been very, very cumbersome, many of them designed over 100 years ago. So this is a very welcome move. I hope we can do something productive and quickly. And the second, of course, we look forward to the new direct tax bill, which should come in next week. It'll get tabled next week. And from what she said, directionally it sounds like it'll be good. If it's half the size of the present one, I hope she had said it would be even smaller, but half is a big welcome forward move.
Well, let me also ask you, Mr. Munjal, let me also ask you the big question.
Yeah.
With this consumption growth that we are expecting coming in from tax breaks, is it enough to spur growth, in the economy where we see signs of cooling off, number one, and number two, the investment rating index for states? Do you think this is going to be a tool for, actually encouraging investments, or is it going to be a political tool which will be used more in elections rather than by the private sector in terms of pushing investments in states? How do you see these?
See, for a leader or a politician to make this announcement, of course, very, very important. But the reality is you have let go of 1 lakh crores of cash that was collected in direct taxes. So that money will be available with individuals and families. And that eventually does result in either investment or saving or consumption. That's the only 3 places you can actually, the only 3 things you can do with the money. And which is why, and the second one was encouraging states to also spend. She announced 2 or 3 different schemes.